Most of us have had events that happen to us, and most times when we actually sit back and think about them, we only wish that we didn't make that choice. We only wish that we didn't embark on such actions or decisions. So, if you knew that you could fail, what would you have done differently? And that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing today. Hi, guys. My name is Mimi. This is a dash of colors. I am so glad that you tuned in today. Today, I'm sharing this. If I knew that I would fail, I could have never done a lot of things. But I'm only going to share the most significant ones, and that would be investment banking. In 2019, I was my first boyfriend, and then he had a friend who happened to be into forex trading. And then one day, I was talking to him about how I wanted a passive source of income as a call member, earning 19,000 naira every month. I was in Plateau State and I really needed the extra funds because I was broke and nothing was happening. So he talked about his friend that was into Forex, and that was 2019 October. That was the first time I heard about Forex. And he said his friend could invest our money, and when he trades with the money, he would give us returns. And I trusted him. He was my boyfriend, obviously. So yeah, I trusted him. And then he linked me up with this guy, and I gave this guy 30,000, 50,000 actually. That was like everything that I had saved. So I gave him 50,000 naira. And then I spoke to my friend, and I'm like, I have an idea on how we could make more money. And then he said, let him try as well. So he also gave me 50,000. So I handed over 100,000 naira to this guy for, I think, a 15% monthly interest. This was in 2019 October. So yeah, this guy paid us consistently. And by November, my other friend increased the amount that he wanted to invest, and he kept increasing it over time. And the amazing thing is, he wasn't giving money to the guy, he was sending money to me, and I was sending it to this guy. So this guy paid us returns up until January 2020, and this was where the problem began. He started sulking and making excuses why he couldn't meet up with paying us interest anymore. And I didn't want to disappoint my friend, so I kept paying my friend from all the money that I had saved from the interest that I had gotten previously. I paid him January, I paid him February, I paid him March. By March, this other guy that we gave a total of 950,000 naira by then hasn't refunded it, and he wasn't paying. And I hadn't told my friend that, hey, this guy wasn't paying anymore. So what did I do? I found a new investment company that had a website. Someone introduced me to it actually. It's called Crypto Slave. This was in March 2020. So I took money again and invested in this company. And this company was paying, it was paying 30%. I needed it because I was servicing the other money that the guy wasn't paying. So I actually needed the extra change that I was getting. I kept doing this. It was working. Money was coming in. I was putting it back. I was using most of it to pay off my friend. and it kept going like that until other people started asking if they could invest as well, and I kept taking money, putting it in these companies, etc. So how did I get into investment banking? In 2019, I was fortunate in August to have been employed by an investment and loan company in Abuja when I was doing my NYSC service. So my company was basically into giving out loans from money we saved as investments, and I thought, hey, I could do this. But in my case, I was taking money and I was handing it over to some guy who was giving returns every month. And this worked all through 2019, 2020, and then January 2021, the crisis came. And then even though that I felt like I had thought through everything, and I ensured that I wasn't putting money or giving out money to a particular trader, they all came crashing at once. So if I knew that this would drastically feel like it did, I would have never ventured into it. So when I think about it, I think about all the money that I pushed out, the tons of money that people gave to me in trust that I also pushed out into these companies. It makes me feel completely broken and it hurts really bad. I had one simple job, and the job was to use the money that people had given me to make more money for them and to give them their returns. But somehow everything came crashing and I got defrauded. I lost tons of money, and this left me with people who were angry, some frustrated, and some who felt like their lives had been ruined because obviously they had lost money as well. So when I think about all that, the choices, the decisions, how I kept venturing, how my ex kept pressuring and advising me to take the chance to do all that, it wasn't bad. But if I had actually had a moment or two to think through the choices that I made those years, I'd probably not be here, heavily indebted to tons of people and confused as hell, trying to find how exactly to put my life in order. So, mistakes are what they are. They are mistakes. There are things that you do not plan for, but they could be avoided if we evaluate our choices more often. I know that if I had saved more money from all the returns that I got, I would probably have tons to pay people back and a lot more. But I was making money and I was putting it back for some big thing that I wanted. I wanted to leave Nigeria. So I felt like putting the money back and any more money would keep bringing in more money so that I can put it back, so that I can make more, and then finally get out of here, find a new career in investment banking, because at that point in my life, that was a spark I had. I was so interested in marketing. I loved marketing. I loved talking to people about the things that whatever service or product that I had was going to do for them. That was me. That was the life that I enjoyed until everything went wrong. So when my journal prompt sent me this prompt about if I knew that it would fail, I would what? And I thought of, I would have never ventured into investment banking. I would have never ventured into talking to people about investments, convincing them to let me handle their money, take care of their money. I would have never handed over tons of money to strangers who posed as friends. I would have not done a lot of things, guys. And it's part of the things that hurts me a lot because I felt like I had better choices, but out of a million, 8,000, I chose the bad one. And even when every day I tried to make myself understand that I was immature and I probably did not have enough information, I still feel completely hurt and used because these guys that I handed over tons of cash to, they stopped communicating. They stopped trying to reach out, trying to let me know what's going on or what had gone wrong and things like that. He left me with trying to explain how millions of naira was gone, just like that. So, have you ever had anything in your life that whenever you reflect on it, you feel like if you had probably thought about it a second time, you would have done something differently? When you have thoughts like that, does it make you feel any better or does it make you feel miserable? In my case, it makes me feel miserable because I know that tons of people's lives were tied to it. So, how deep was your mistake? Was it crazy? Was it something extraordinary? For 2 years, I had abundance and I misused it. And now that it seems like I have lack, tons of lack, I don't even know what I'm doing, right? So that's exactly how things have been, when I try to look at the most significant mistake that I have made in my life, my head flashes back to that. Right? So I know that if I knew better, or if I knew somehow that this would end up hurting and destroying everything that I had worked for, I would have never ventured into it. But does that eradicate the fact that I learned something from it? Of course not. I learned a lot. I learned that there are certain things you shouldn't let a boyfriend know. Because I know that at some time, my then boyfriend, was threatened by the fact that I was successful at this. I'm a good talker, so it made marketing really easy for me. So yeah, he would try to make me feel like there was something wrong with me and things like that. And then I knew that he was only being threatened by how surprisingly good I was at what I was doing and how much money I was making from it. So I also learned good money has to be saved for future emergencies. You don't make money and spend all of it. You have to keep something just in case something happens in future and you need to save your face. I also learned that it is best to do investments that are within your control. Investments that are liquid enough that you can sell them off to solve whatever financial crisis that you might ever bump into, and not investments that leave other people in control of your entire resource. So guys, reflect on what I talked about today. Reflect on these words. If I knew that I would fail, I would have done what differently? And when you're reflecting on your mistakes, remember that they do not in any way define who you are. The most important thing is that you've learned and that you are growing. This is a Dash of Colors. My name is Mimi. See you next time.